Hi everyone, so this is part 2. I want to focus on the equipment this time. Just to recap, so part 1, by now we've got our National League race licence, we joined a local club and we've joined our championship of choice, and mine is the ACSMC Sprint Championship. You'll have your MSA yearbook, which is your blue book and a digital version, and you'll have the Bible, the MSA blue book itself. Now all of your regulations and requirements for your safety equipment can be found in these, but it's sometimes a little bit difficult to work out what you need. I found my local club was really helpful in giving me those codes and steering me, but I just want to cover a few of the things in this video, show the equipment that's just arrived, and go through that. So let's crack on. Okay, so we have racing gloves, racing boots, hands device, Nomex underwear, race suit, and a Sparco helmet, which I obviously haven't worn yet. One thing to note is this stuff is all pretty expensive. I don't think there's any way of getting around it, but everyone says buy the best you can afford and look after it, and that's really what I intend to do. And it makes sense. Why would you skimp on racewear that really is there to save your life? So the Nomex balaclava, the trousers and the top came to about £200, but when you think about worst case, crashing the car, knocking yourself out and sitting there in a car that's on fire for the sake of 200 quid, why wouldn't you do that? So let's just go through each of these one at a time, and I'll give you a bit of background, how much it costs, and go from there. So first up are the driving gloves. These are Sparco Rocket gloves. They're about £82 from a certain online retailer beginning with D and ending in Tweaks. I chose these ones. These aren't the cheapest version, but it had a few extra features which I quite liked. It's got a soft palm grip, which is quite handy when you're gripping the wheel. It's got a bit of extra knuckle padding, I don't know if you can see here. Elasticated cuff, which as I've used them I've realised is a little bit more important when you have the wind rustling around. And it's got a Velcro strap, so you can really get it as comfortable as you need to. Okay, and in terms of the FIA rating, I think nearly everything on that website is FIA rated. The major one that things seem to comply with is 8856-2000, and all the racewear that I've seen is all marked and stamped with this, so the scrutineers and guys like that can see it's up to spec. So yeah, not much really to say about those. They're pretty comfortable. If I was to change them, I'd probably get a seam on the outside instead of the inside, because they wear quite tight. And in fact all the racewear here is smaller than it seems, so I ordered a number of medium items and actually I needed to send them back and get them large, and I used the sizing chart, so just something to be aware of on the side. But yeah, pretty cool gloves, haven't any problem with them. They cover nicely over your arm with your jumper or whatever it is you're wearing with them on race day or track days. So, next up are the race boots. I love these boots, these are absolutely brilliant. They're OMP First S race boots. They retail at £93 plus VAT. They're a really soft suede upper, a handcrafted fire resistant rubber sole, very slim profile, and then we've got the lace up fronts, a kind of a boot design with a Velcro strap. I thought the Velcro strap was a bit of a gimmick at first, but actually you can get the tension right and these become really supportive over a long drive. It also comes rated with the FIA 8856-2000. So yeah, cracking boots. I've had these a little bit longer, so I've had a bit more chance to get a review on them, because the pedal box and this caterham is so small my feet actually aren't able to fit and drive the car without these boots. So yeah, I really love these. Alright, so moving on to the no-brainer items, the Nomex fireproof underwear. So the first one here is green balaclava. I think this is a legal requirement now in racing rated to, again, 8856-2000. So the balaclava is about £20 plus VAT. So I mean, why wouldn't you? The next piece then is the OMP Technica top, and I've gone for black for this stuff because I just prefer the look of it. It's very tight fitting, but it's very comfortable when you've got it on and when you're driving around, so that's great. And then finally I've gone for the OMP Technica Long Johns. Also this top here is about £56 for that, and the Long Johns come out at about 49. Again, same range, same kind of ribbed design here, just keeps it nice and tight fit. So that stuff's all great, and definitely spend the, what is that, 120 quid to get that stuff. Get on to more of the fun stuff. This is the OMP First S race suit. I must admit there was a bit of me that chose this for the colour combo. I spent a long time looking at other race suits, and at the end of the day they're all at the same price point. This is about £240 I think for this dual layer Nomex race suit. Pick whichever one you want, but they're all pretty similar at that price point. If you can get to try them on, all the better. I didn't try it on. I went through the size guide, picked a size 50, and it came up way too small, so I had to size up based upon the size guide. So if you can just double check that and maybe order a size up from what you're expecting to, that's my experience. Fits really nicely, it's very comfortable, and it's got these kind of pull out handles should you have a crash and need to be moved out of your car quickly by the marshals. You have your standard marking on the back here, 8856-2000. Nearly all of them come with that. They're not the cheapest things, and there's people have a tendency to look on eBay to try and find one that's cheaper or second hand. I've had a number of people that have bought stuff on eBay and it's found out to be a Chinese rip-off with really very little fire protection. So I would say spend a little bit extra, or if you can verify the quality of the item you're buying, then that's great. Elasticated ankles and cuffs, adjustable strap here just to tighten yourself off, and I think there's 2 zips on this one, so you can zip it up or down. A couple of pockets here, not sure really what you're gonna do with that. Let's have a look at the back quickly. Just an elasticated waist, and that's really it. Fairly compulsory items. Hans device is pretty much compulsory, I think, in all categories except for vintage. But again, it's one of those things where I don't know why you wouldn't have one. It's such a clever design, a great piece of safety technology. With accidents going on in motorsport, it just makes sense. So this one is something I did quite a lot of research on. So it's a moulded plastic piece here. You've got these detachable shoulder pads, and then you have your clips that clip onto the side of your helmet. This particular one so you just slide through. I think it cost around £220, weighs about 800 grams, feels heavier than you'd expect. This one's by Schroth. You can get, I think the entry level one is kind of a Club 21. When I ordered mine, they were out of stock, so I ended up with this one. I didn't see any others, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. It looks great. So if I show you the helmet, and then I'll do a quick video on how they clip on. Oh, this has got a rubberized texture, so when your race belts come and sit in this channel, you tighten the belt down along this edge, and that's what really gives it the support. Should you have a crash, the belt pulls against it and stops your head moving. One thing to note is you do have to have a suitable helmet with the hands posts in, which are these pieces here. So if your helmet doesn't have one of those, you'll need to upgrade it, or if you're going to buy a new one, just make sure it comes with those hands posts. Helmet type. This one is a Sparco Air Pro RF5W helmet in the matte black. It comes as standard with the hands post that we talked about, which is a really useful option. It's Snell rated to SA 2015 and also FIA rated to 8859-2015, so should give me a good few years of use in it. Plenty of vents, visor clips down here. It's even got the option to attach a drinks bottle, which I probably won't use, but is useful. Adjustable visor, replaceable visors. We've got here the strap release system. I was hoping it would be a clip-on, but it's not. Replaceable washable liner, I think. So yeah, looks the business. It's pretty comfortable to wear. I originally ordered a small, but when I got it, it was really quite tight. So once again, I had to size up. The price for this one, it's not the cheapest that you can buy, but it's got a pretty good fiberglass shell on it. It's pretty strong. I wouldn't necessarily be an advocate of buying the cheapest helmet you could, so buy the best one you can afford. This one is £391 plus VAT, so it's a pretty sizable investment, but you know, you only get one head. So that's pretty much the kit. I'll quickly run through how you attach the hands device to the helmet, because I couldn't find a video on that before I bought them. So yeah, let me show you that. Okay, so normally you would probably do this with it on, but I'll try and do it with two hands to show you. So you take your kind of keyhole fitting from your hands device, make sure it's not twisted, and then this piece on the helmet kind of tells you how to align it. So you push that onto there, and the bottom section is sprung loaded, so it just slides in, locks in place nice and firmly. You do your racing. I've discovered that you don't actually have to undo this to take everything off, so just do it once in the morning, and then when you come to take it off, you just push it down, slide it forward, and the whole thing comes off. So it's pretty simple when you know how to do it. Okay, so that's pretty much the video on the race equipment, why I've picked it, the specifications, where you can find those specifications in the blue book, how much things cost. Next up, I would say if you don't already have a car, I would probably decide on which car I was going to compete in before I went out and bought the equipment, especially with the helmet. Just in case you have a single seater, you might want something a little bit more durable, or some of the plastic strips to be ordered at the same time to protect your paintwork. If you have a saloon car, you might want to have an open face helmet. So just bear in mind that depending on what car you want, you might want to change your equipment. Next video, I'm going to look at the Caterham, do a quick video. There's been some people asking about it. I'll tell you a bit more about the performance, why I chose it, and what I plan to do with it. So until then, enjoy yourselves, get looking on the internet, find your equipment, try it on, and I'll speak to you then. Bye.